Here's Paddy Power's latest horse racing offer. It's money back as a free bet if your horse finishes second to the SP5 at one meeting every day this month. Paddy Power, you're welcome. Max free bet £25, 18 plus. Please gamble responsibly.
Hi there, welcome back. It's Bruce Millington, Paul Keeley, David Jennings, and from Paddy Power, Brendan Duke, and we're looking ahead to Sunday at the Curragh. And at 1:55, it's the Tattersalls Irish 1,000 guineas. A, why can't I pronounce Tattersalls? And B, David Jennings, why the hell is this race taking place at 1:55 on a Sunday lunchtime?
It is tricky to pronounce, because for up until about last year, I used to think it was Tatterstalls. So it's not. It's actually Tatterstalls, which I thought was strange. It's so early, I would imagine, because a couple of things. The Irish Open Golf is on in Strafford and the K Club, so I presume they didn't want to clash them for television reasons with that. And there's also a lot of GAA on Sunday. This is only a complete guess, but I'd say they're the main reasons why it's so early on the card. Television has a big part to play, RTE. So obviously we have the 2,000 guineas very late on Saturday and the 1,000 guineas very early on Sunday. So I'd imagine that's why. That said, it looks all over. Looks minding. There's 14 runners, but what price is she, Brendan? Have you chalked it up yet?
Yeah, 4 to 11. We only just put her up. We didn't think she was going to run.
Yeah. Like, I think it was a setback with Ballydoyle. I spoke to Aidan a couple of times during the week, and never once did I get the impression that Minding was going to run. I don't think it's a type of auteur situation at Cheltenham. I think genuinely, there is valid reasons why Ballydoyle is not running. Fair play to Tony O'Hare. First of all, he broke the story at 8:30 this morning and got there before everybody else, so fair play to Tony. But I think Minding, she's a different class, Bruce. She really is. I think she'd walk the 2,000 guineas if she ran it. So 4 to 11, it's not the price to be playing with. But I think Turret Rocks could be the one to follow her home. I thought 10 to 1 earlier on in the week when Minding wasn't going to run. I thought that was a big price. It looks a ridiculous price now, but I think she could be still in the first three, Turret Rocks.
Jolly good. And Kills, I guess all the each-way thieves will be out in force again, having backed Ortad to back now or never each way.
Well, yeah, I suppose so. I mean, she'd be pushed out to a reasonable price. But, here's one for you bookies. You fall over yourselves to offer prices for the Derby for horses that aren't entered and aren't going to run. And here's a horse running in the 1,000 guineas that's always been entered and is going to run. Yeah, how do you explain that? You've got an absolute skinner anti-pose, haven't you? Because you've had a 4 to 11 chance parachuted in.
Yeah, we might have to do something with those. We might have to do something with those anti-pose. I don't know what's going to happen. Yeah, we thought we were doing punters a favour, like when we didn't put.
Hey, look, I don't really blame you, because obviously nobody really did think she was going to win. No, I just thought it's kind of funny that you will quote horses that definitely aren't going to run in another race.
This is an omni-shambles. Yeah.
Anyway, what I would do is I would look at the betting without, and I would take a chance at a massive price on Mick Shannon's Sabo. Now, she absolutely hated the fast ground at York last time. I'm not having that as her run at all. She needs to improve dramatically, but I think she might sneak into the frame at a huge price in the betting without.
Blimey, I'm hearing Mick Shannon cropping up a lot.
Mick Shannon's going to have some weekend. My God. Didn't he win it with Samatar, Paul?
He did, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have we got any betting without yet, Brendan?
Can I see that? No, not yet. We've only just adjusted to this Minding bombshell, but we'll have that up this afternoon.
Okay. Brendan, presumably there'll be all sorts of specials. How far will Minding win and all that kind of thing? If you were minded to try and give your customers a leg up and help to win money with you, thus no doubt marmalising your end of year bonus, who would you tell them to back?
Minding. Just keep it simple.
But this is a man who's never ever ever backed something under 2 to 1.
Okay, well no, just like me, just go to the races, get up early. You have to go there early, whatever. Just get there and go and see beautiful filly Minding strutting her stuff at the Curragh.
Oh, I see, a race to savour rather than bet on. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, the 2:30 is the Gallinule Stakes, and who's going to win this, Paul Keeley? I've got a tip for you, by the way, chaps. Keep an eye out for a guy called Aidan O'Brien, who's won 8 of the last 10 runnings. He was second in the other 2 years, and I think he's got 4 of the 8 entries in this, so just bear that in mind.
This race is just really messy to me. It's not one I'm going to play in at all. I'd imagine Houses of Parliament will go quite close, but again, I just don't know. It's not my sort of race.
Can you get excited about it, David?
Absolutely not. No, I presume Ryan, I haven't seen the jockey bookings. I presume he'd be on Beacon Rock, who's rated 108, but maybe he's not. I don't know.
Should we move on to the Tattersalls Gold Cup instead at 3:40? Let's do that. And Brendan, give us a show of betting.
Yes, certainly.
It's a good race, this, isn't it? We've got some old favourites making their reappearance, but also
this is
very,
probably as
very
good a
strong
Tattersalls
favourite.
Gold Cup as we've had for a long while, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's the best race of the flat season so far.
That's not saying much, but still.
That's right. I mean, it's normally like a 3 or 4 runner race with a 5 on shot, isn't it? This is a proper race.
But yeah, Curra aficionados are in for some heady stuff this weekend. This race, 4 to 5 Found, 7 to 2 Fascinating Rock, 9 to 2 The Grey Gatsby, 6 to 1 Time Test, 33's Bar.
I was hoping you were going to go the Grey Gatsby.
Well, I had a thought about this. Actually,
that would have been great. Never mind. Save that for the next time. A horse that officially begins with the runs. David Jennings, I presume you're going to tip Fascinating Rock. You love a DK World, don't you?
I let the head rule the heart here. I think betting wise, I think there's too much between Found and Fascinating Rock in the market. So I don't think there's as much ability wise between the pair as the betting suggests. But I do think Found will win. So it's a bit of a contradiction, really. I thought she looked better than ever the last day. I really did. I know it was Fascinating Rock's first run of the season, but she hammered him. She really did, and she travelled like a dream. She looked $1 million that day, and while I think odds on in a race like this, it's bonkers to be back, and I still think she's the most likely winner.
Okay, Kills, who do you like?
Yeah, she probably is the most likely winning, but like Dave said, there is too much between those two in the betting, because she'd had a run and he hadn't, and I think that does make a hell of a difference. I mean, if she'd have run first time up, she'd have been beaten a mile, wouldn't she? Because she was beaten in a much worse race, so he's fully entitled to come on. The Grey Gatsby is a horse I've gone on and off over the years. He's got loads and loads of talent, but it's just whether he's going to produce it. I would give your each way bet is Time Test, I think, because he's the one that could still be improving quite dramatically. He was running in handicaps at this time of year, winner of course of the London Gold Cup, last week's big handicap. So. I would give him a shot. He's not a million miles off him, and there's more to come from him. A bit like Alcazim, who really did progress for Roger Tarleton year on year. And
Brennan, how about you?
Yes, I would sort of agree with the lads. I think Found will win, but the gap between Found and Time Test looks enormous to me. He had the Time boys really pouring after Ascot last year. So be interested to see how he goes this year.
Will you have an each way sneaky on Time Test, do you think, Brendan?
Could you actually look a bookmaker in the eyes and have an each way bet here? This is dirty stuff. I don't know.
Yes, I could.
All right, okay, right. Well, I'll have to see. But
and at 3:40, how many pints in will you be, or do you not drink at the races?
I don't drink at the races. Don't mix business and pleasure.
Good man. Excellent. What about anything else on? I'm sounding like Jim Bolger there.
Bruce, did you see what's running? Did you see what's running at 4:45?
Surely not Kitten Rock.
No, Kitten Rock. I can't even believe you remembered the name. No, a certain
etched in
mare,
my mind, isn't it? You never.
A certain mare that I laughed at when you told me you were backing it in Punchestown.
Oh,
I
Jenny's
laughed
Jewel,
at you.
that's right. Yeah.
Jenny's Jewel. Bruce Millington backed this at like 50 to 1, and it looked like it was going to win over the last.
She won, didn't she? Yeah. Oh, I'll have to have a bit on Jenny's Jewel. David, give us one more on the card there.
There's one I like. I think it could be still improving in the 4:10 birthplace for Joseph O'Brien and Anna O'Brien. Won at Clonmel last time. It's rattled up the ratings, but I still think there's plenty more improvement to come. Anna actually gets on really well with it. She seems to have the key to it, and I think birthplace will be very hard to beat in the 4:10.
Okay, lovely stuff. Thank you very much, chaps. Hope you have a great weekend, folks, and we're back on Monday to review it all.
The Racing Postcast in association with Paddy Power. They pay more extra places than any other bookie.